online, and I think we could go ahead and start the meeting whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. So this is the City of St. Helena Special City Council meeting Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. And we are going to move forward. We seeing no attendees on, we'll move past the remote instructions and we'll get to our agenda item. A roll call, please.
Mayor Ellsworth,
Here.
Vice Mayor Doring,
Here.
Councilmember Chateau,
Here.
Councilmember Hardy,
Here.
and Councilmember Hall is absent.
Okay, and so we're at adoption of the agenda. I'll look to the city clerk, see if there's any, or if there are any changes to this agenda.
None.
Seeing none, we'll look for a motion.
So a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Deferred, council member.
Councilmember Hardy,
Yes.
Chateau,
Yes.
Doring,
Yes.
Mayor Ellsworth,
Yes. Public comment under California law, public comments at special meetings are limited to subjects on the agenda only. Therefore, public comment will take place during consideration of the item, and each person's comment shall be limited to 4 minutes. That'll move us to our agenda item. This is item 5.1, discussion and direction for city council ballot argument in support of Measure G. Starting November 8, 2022, shall the position of a directly elected mayor be eliminated so that the St. Helena City Council is composed of 5 members who will select a member to be mayor. And is this presentation, was it put together by Ethan or is this from the city clerk?
I was actually going to look to Councilmember Hardy.
With a surprised look on his face.
Yeah, it's not like I wrote the staff report, such as it is, but having been the initiator of the agenda item, what I can say is I'm prepared to draft a ballot argument. And I think the only question I have, and I don't know that we need to discuss it here at the meeting, is whether there are any other city council members interested in joining in the ballot argument enterprise.
I'm not, any thoughts from the council? I'm seeing Ethan with a hand.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So just to give a little context for this, so the way that the statute reads on ballot arguments is it allows any number of kind of categories of people to submit a ballot argument. And so the first one is the legislative body. So the body as a whole could submit a ballot argument. If you were to do that, you could have Councilmember Hardy draft something, and then you would have to come back at a subsequent meeting to discuss and kind of sign off on it. If you all wanted to get input on it, you could also assign it to, say, 2 council members to discuss it and have them kind of write the ballot argument. But if it wasn't to come back to all of you, then they would be the 2 signatories on it. Or just an individual council member could sign off, and those are essentially the first categories of people. If no council members or the council as a whole submit a ballot argument, then members of the public can also do so, or a coalition of people in the city also have the option of doing that. And we would look at who submitted, if multiple people did, and kind of you decide which ballot argument you take based on kind of the order of priority, the first being council, the second being a council member or group of council members, and then down the line. So that's essentially, the decision before you is, do you want to do it collectively, or do you want to assign it to one or a group of council members?
And I'm seeing Councilmember Chateau, but I just had a question on timing first. What's our sort of deadline date wise on something like this?
Right. I was, it looks like it's the end of this week. So you would have to schedule another a special meeting if you wanted to do it as the entire body, to have someone draft it and then, have some discussion as to whether or not, you all agree with the ballot argument.
By Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm seeing Councilmember Chateau.
Yeah, I was just going to offer to help. I don't think it should be Councilmember Hardy alone. I always prefer, I think it's stronger if it's all of us. If we can do another quick meeting, that would be my first preference. If not, I'm happy to help.
Any input, Paul?
Oh, I'm fine with that. I think that's an excellent strategy. I guess the one part I'm not clear on is whether the difference between having just two members who drafted be the signatories and having the entire council endorse it. Can you go over that one more time?
So the way the statute reads is it allows the legislative body to submit it. But in order for the entire legislative body to do that, I think you would have to all sign off on it in a meeting.
I see.
And so you would have to get back together. Alternatively, if you assigned it to two, you could have them do it, but I wouldn't be comfortable with you all signing off on it, sight unseen.
Yeah. I have full confidence in Councilmember Hardy and Chateau to get the argument right. You can't mess it up too badly. It's only what, 300 words?
Oh, I can do a lot of damage in 300 words, but I was hoping to keep it much shorter.
Okay, I'm kidding, of course. Yeah, I'm comfortable with you two doing it, of course. I'm a naysayer, so I don't feel comfortable sort of, I've had my reservations about the ballot measure. It's a little weird for me to say, oh yeah, I want to do it. I don't know, so I'm okay.
So that does bring up a question. And as I said, there's aspects of this. I'm going to go to April just if she has some input here, and then I'll come back to my comments.
Thank you. Just a real quick point of clarification on the due dates and the times, just based off of the other ballot measure we've been working with. It is due to the register of voters by 4:30 p.m. this Friday, and we do have to have wet signatures. So that is something very important that we have to be mindful of for timing wise for Cindy to be able to get it delivered, but also make sure that we get wet signatures on whatever ballot argument 4 is going to be submitted.
Thank you. Yeah, the timing is important. So where I sort of sit as well is that while there are aspects of this that I support, in a sense, some of the criteria that I'd want behind it, I haven't seen yet. So I'm not quite sure where I'm sitting. And so does that create an issue then, Ethan, if it comes back to the council on Friday? Is it a council 3 vote to support the language?
So what I would say is for something like this, the legislative body can submit it, but it's one of those things where it's an individual decision to sign, and so, you wouldn't necessarily have to sign if you didn't agree with it.
Okay, but if say 3 members of the council agreed that it should go forward with council legislative support, that it would go forward that way, but just without whatever signatures.
With their individual signatures.
Okay. So to me, I mean, I'm happy to look at another meeting on Friday if we want to circle back and see. It could be that the language is done in such a way that I could be supportive. I'm just not there yet in terms of totally being able to say that. Any thoughts, Lester or Anna?
If I may, I just have a logistical factor to contribute to the discussion. I'm leaving town Wednesday evening. So I can sign a form and overnight a wet signature to Cindy, but on Thursday, but I can't do that on Friday. So I'm good. I think in terms of a process that requires a second meeting, it would need to be Thursday.
Would Thursday afternoon work for you?
Thursday afternoon is fine for me, but I would need to be sure that that gave me enough time to actually deliver that, unless the ballot argument form is one that I can sign in advance. And I know I've had forms. I think I see April nodding her head. Okay, so then I can contribute a wet signature. We can meet on Friday and then decide on what the argument will be.
Thursday or Friday?
Well, either
Okay.
would work, so long as I've signed the form that April and Cindy need to have on hand to file before I leave town. I think I have to leave for the airport mid-afternoon tomorrow.
Anna, your schedule?
Approach.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do Thursday afternoon. We have the climate action meeting, I think Friday, no, something Friday morning. Water Advisory Board, that's what it is. Water Advisory Board from 10 until 11 or 11:30, then I'm free.
Okay, I'm free from 11:30 on Thursday. Paul, is this a meeting you want to attend, or what is your thought?
I'll try, of course, I'll try to attend it. I'll have to move some things around for Thursday morning, but that's fine.
Thursday
I'll do my
afternoon.
best.
We're talking Thursday afternoon.
Oh, Thursday afternoon? I'm sorry. What time roughly? Like same time, 4 o'clock?
Yeah, that would work. 3, 2, 3, 4, somewhere in there. Does that work for everybody?
It all works for me.
I think so.
Okay.
Tentatively, I've got it.
Yep.
Okay, I think that
Is
if
there-
that's- Go ahead, Cindy.
I'm sorry, I've got a staff member texting me. So you're wanting to do a follow-up meeting on Thursday at 4 p.m.?
Sure.
3:30 is better for me.
Okay.
I'll say I have to leave by 4:30.
Okay, that's good with me, if that's good with everybody.
Works for me.
Okay. 3:30.
Okay.
Okay, and Lester, you'll give me the draft and so we can agendize it?
Yes, I can have the draft to you by noon tomorrow.
And I know we don't have public on, but Ethan, do I need to open a public forum for form's sake?
Well, no, you can just, note that there is no members of the public here.
Okay, very
So-
good. So we'll make that note. Anything else?
Just to be clear on the reservation, did you express, Jeff, the criteria?
Yeah,
I mean, I think that was incorporated into the motion maybe, or the measure itself. I mean, I'm taking it upon faith that we'll go through that process and develop criteria. So I don't know if that's necessarily related to the argument itself, or the thing for why it's a good idea to have a council selected mayor. I'm not sure if they're entirely related. Is that everybody else's understanding that we're going to at some point develop criteria, right? In terms of how, if it, obviously if it succeeds at the ballot, that we are going to generate some kind of objective criteria for the council to then go ahead and select the mayor, right? And I'm comfortable with that, just that commitment.
Yeah, no, it's my understanding that the
Mhm.
commitment is to make a decision about the selection process,
Okay,
so that that's not simply up in the air.
okay,
And that is the language that was incorporated into the measure. I think at your suggestion, Paul.
okay, yeah, okay.
yeah.
thank
So I
you.
just want to review that, and that'll help me too, as I go back and look at that.
A lot in life is just a matter of faith.
Huh? Okay, well, with that, we will then look at Thursday at 3:30.
April's had her hand up.
April, I'm sorry. You've got your hand up. Is that?
I was just concurring with what Ethan had mentioned, that was mentioned by the council as part of putting this ballot measure forward. I do have notes saying mayoral election process to bring it before council at least one time before June. So I have on my notes to bring it back to the council before the June election.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So anything else before we adjourn? Thank you for taking that on, Lester, and we will go forward from there. And Anna?
Happy birthday, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Take care.
Happy
Bye.
Bye.